But a Freedom of Information Act, they were able to get text messages from Nebraska leadership to Trev Alberts in the 2 fateful days that determined that Trev Alberts was considering going elsewhere and then eventually did go elsewhere.
My favorite one, by the way, because we can get into the serious, but when he got one from, who is this one from? Tim Clare, where Tim Clare sends this very long text message. Nick, do we have that?
Do we have a little music we could play into
the
this?
Mood?
Yeah. Hit it.
Thank you, Nick. Should I read the whole thing?
Oh,
this
absolutely.
one? All right.
I think it's got to have the context. It's got to have the right context.
All right, here we go. So this is from Tim Clare.
Trev Alberts.
To Trev. I haven't heard from you, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not. This is Tuesday night at 9:10.
That almost sounds like the beginning to a Beatles song, like a breakup song.
I haven't heard from you, and I don't know if it's a good thing or not. Wow, that does sound like a great Beatles song.
Yeah.
Which, shout out to Pedro. I have my calendar, my Beatles calendar.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Pedro.
That's early Beatles. That's like first couple albums.
Definitely. This is on Please Please Me. I haven't heard from you, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not. What I do know is that we're going to have a great president soon, and I hope you would give him a chance.
By the way, by president, he's not talking about
President T. Trev, I promise you, Trump's back. The other thing I know is that if NU was a stock, I'd buy it. Exciting times are on the horizon for us, and you're a huge part of that vision.
Well, it's actually, you're a huge page of that vision.
You're a huge page of that division. No, it says part.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it says part, at least on the one that I'm reading.
Then that's a misprint by KTV, but go ahead.
Don't let a couple situations that happened, either when Ted was leaving or already gone, be a driver in the decision. Instead, be a part of something bigger than you. And with your big heart, our love of Nebraska and NU, what the N means and what your heart feels about Nebraska, you know what the right call is for you and your family. And if your heart needs help convincing your mind, let me know, and I will do all I can to help your heart. Winking emoji. And then,
if your heart needs help convincing your mind, let me know, and I'll do all I can to help your heart.
Another Beatles song.
That almost sounds like it could be like a country western love song.
And then,
if your heart needs help convincing your mind, let me know, and I'll do what I can.
I don't think it'd be quite
help
that
your
tempo.
heart.
And then 7 hours later, he responded with an asterisk and said, "your," which is so funny to me.
How much later?
It was so he sent the original text at 9:10. Then Wednesday morning at 4:31, he said, "your." From the part, it's like in the middle of the whole text that he's correcting himself.
So I bet he did that because he wanted to get a response.
100%, Nick, because on iPhones now you can edit your text. He could have just edited it, but you're right. He wanted to re-bump it. Hey, just in case you missed it, I had a spelling boo-boo. So sorry, I didn't mean to begin the whole conversation with that, but God, that makes me laugh so much. So funny.
If your heart needs help convincing your mind, let me know, and I will do all I can to help your heart.
I haven't heard from you, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not. What a great Beatles song.
That is a good Beatles
song.
This was from Regent Robert Schaefer. He said, let me know if you want to visit yet tonight. Regardless, please give me a call before finalizing any decision. We are going to make this work. By the way, Tim Clare had a follow-up tweet to the one that you just read.
Called text?
Text, sorry. I keep saying tweet. Text.
That'd be awesome if he was just DMing him on Twitter, though.
I'd like you to consider that we changed our structure so that you'd report directly to the president. We approved every project you brought before us. We have a void at president, but that will be filled soon. Give us a chance. ... Please call.
Olds love the ...
John uses the ...
I do. But I don't know if I've ever used ... to beg anybody. Then Claire said later in the day, if you stay at NU, I will pledge to work with you and our new president to provide you with what you're looking for from a structure, operational leadership standpoint.
Hell yeah.
That doesn't quite work as well as a country western.
No, they're just saying, we'll pay you.
Or a Beatles song.
We'll pay you.
And just because we needed that last little punch.
Mm.
This went all the way to the top.
President T.
No, not that far to the top.
Governor P.
Governor
Yes.
P.
Governor P.
Gov P.
From Governor P. Jim Pillen. Hey, Trev. Just so you know, as news has broke, Nebraskans are devastated if you leave. You represent commitment, grit, and determination. Leadership Nebraska is and loves about you, Jim.
What does that mean?
Leadership Nebraska is and loves about you, Jim.
I don't know what that means.
I
He also put the enter after and because that's why loves was capitalized.
I don't know if Leadership Nebraska is like a name, a new nickname for like the people that are now running things.
There is a website called leadershipnebraska.com. I don't think that's
Leadership Nebraska
that doesn't
is
seem like,
and loves
I don't think that's the
about you, Jim. It's a bad name. I mean, you need to come up with a better name.
I'm glad the person running this state is so eloquent.
I mean, you call the WWF and ask for some tag team names.
He
or
cuts
something.
to the
call
point.
them call yourselves a Rock and Roll Express. I don't care, but Leadership Nebraska is kind of weak.
I don't care.
He cuts to the point so well it's illegible.
And then Governor P, sent a second message saying, "Hey, Trev, just so you know, I simply respect you and your decision."
No, I respect you. A space D, your decision.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're okay. So I have the actual text in front of me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, where he said, "I respect you. A space D, your decision. Hope you understand that I tried selfishly to do everything we to try and fix things."
Wow.
Yeah,
That is almost a Beatles lyric?
almost a Beatles lyric. That would have been a fun game. Beatles lyric or text to Trev.
Oh, we should have thought of that.
Yeah. Well, again, it's very clear. It's very clear that whether it's specifically these people, what these people have been doing, or other people who have been in their circle, those were things that were just unpalatable to Trev Alberts.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that these folks, I mean, these come across as begging.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, I understand it. They didn't want to lose him. And these people did not want to lose face. The funny thing is, now that things have settled down and a new athletic director and a new president, both announced on the same day, by the way, have both been smoothed over, I don't know if there is going to be a lot of blowback to the regions or to the governor from all of this. If anything, I think people are now happy. I've seen a lot of folks saying, and in response to this story by Channel 7, it's all a big nothing burger. This isn't anything.
Really?
Nothing
that they've
burger,
moved on, yes.
Nothing burger is the worst phrase that ever happened.
Yeah, I don't like nothing burger either. No.
There are middle schoolers who handle breakups better than this. This is a really weird look from adults, old adults.
I mean, they definitely wanted him.
Sure they did. They definitely wanted him.
I guess let me ask you this, to play devil's advocate, John. This is a bad look. We agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
Does that matter, though?
That's basically what I'm asking.
Yeah,
Does it matter?
I mean, maybe it changes how you view. I don't think this would change how anybody views any parties to this situation. If you already thought that Trev was stabbing you in the back, these aren't going to change your mind in that regard, right? Because he turned them down. He ignored all these texts, essentially. There's only one on here where you can see a response from him. And that was one from Robert Schaefer, where he basically said, "I'll try you in the morning." And that was Tuesday night. He got a text and he said, "I'll try you in the morning." Otherwise, it was a lot of unanswered messages.
Do you guys think, stick to sports, do you think that this has more impact for Governor P, just not necessarily regarding the program, but just as a whole?
In terms of his re-election?
Yeah.
No. I would be surprised if it
Or
did.
if people view him?
No, I don't think
And that's
so.
the other thing. If things end up working out okay, I'm not even saying great, just okay. If Troy Dannon has a good first couple of years, if Nebraska football this is all going to be forgotten. And the better Nebraska, well, I guess it really doesn't matter at this point, because if Nebraska were to go in the tank, Trev will get blamed for the distraction.
He hired Rule in the first place.
And if they win, it'll be, didn't need the jerk
overcome.
Anyway.
Yeah, because everything has happened so fast, because they already have their new athletic director. people have moved on in such a way where it's like old news. He's old news now.
But
He's not the guy anymore. Also, people are so upset at him. Like, I don't care what these messages say. He made the decision to leave. It says more about him than it does anybody else.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And if you want to have that opinion, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to be super upset by it.
Now, I will maintain the same thing I've maintained since the beginning. It disturbs me when these politicians are so intricately intertwined into athletics. And the more they are, the more I think bad things will happen. Because whatever it was, we can, and we do tend to do this, right? Especially if we felt jilted. 100% of the blame goes on that person.
Yeah.
It takes someone who's got the ability to be introspective to acknowledge that, yeah, this relationship didn't work out, but I had a part of that too. But in situations like this, especially when it comes to things, sports in nature or politics in nature for that matter, it's always 0 and 100. 0% my fault, 100% your fault. And right now, Trev's in the 100% your fault because you're the one that left us. You're the jerk store.
Correct. You had the agency.
We don't like you.
Yeah.
But 3 weeks ago at this time, Trev Alberts was a great person. Trev Alberts was fine. We liked Trev. And I say we as the collective. We liked him. We liked what he represented. We liked the decisions that he has made and the direction that it has this athletic department going. We liked him. The only thing that changed was he left. But the reasons why he left are still here. And it lies, whether it's in these specific individuals or the other people.
Or others, yeah.
Or the other people in that ilk or a combination of all of them.
Yeah.
Those problems still exist. And those problems still have to be overcome. And yeah, I know I have a tendency to blame politicians, but guess what? A lot of the problems we can look at in our country have been blamed by the politicians. Now, the good news is most of these people we can elect.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether or not that's actually going to change anything.
CBA, to go back to Nick's question, I don't think that these are going to
change. It probably
change.
won't. Because again, if Nebraska ends up doing okay, then it'll all be water under the bridge, and Trev will always be the jerk that left us.
And like you said, if they don't, then they're just going to blame him anyway. Chris in Montana texts in, are you sure you're not reciting the dialogue on the final Friends episode between Ross and Rachel? Those would seem to fit a little bit in with that idea. God, that Beatles song or text to Trev. I haven't heard from you, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not. What a way to start. What a way to start.